Hey, let me tell you how it feels when everything you've settled for suddenly sounds inadequate. From the moment you power up the Audioengine HD6, your room stops feeling like a living space and starts feeling like a real listening environment. This is for the kind of person who's tired of tinny, thin sound from budget speakers or TV audio, the kind of person who notices when bass lacks presence, when highs don't have air, when dynamics feel flat. You know what good sound should feel like, even if you haven't had it yet. Before you get any deeper, check the current price and availability, because speakers at this level move quietly but consistently when people finally experience them. You probably had that moment of frustration, a favorite track that should have hit you emotionally, but instead felt hollow. Or a movie where explosions lacked punch and dialogue lacked clarity. That's the moment you realized, your ears deserve better. The very first time you listen with these, there's a kind of relief you didn't expect. You hear detail that was always there but never reachable before. Instruments have space and texture. Vocals appear forward without harshness. The bass isn't overpowering, it's controlled, rich, grounded, not just loud. It feels like someone finally gave your music the room it deserves, instead of squeezing it through cheap drivers. In real life, this changes how you interact with sound daily. You play a playlist and suddenly notice the layers you were missing: subtle harmonics, breath control in vocals, decay in cymbals. Movies feel less like background and more like events. Even casual listening feels like a moment because the speakers bring presence and intention. And because these speak with Bluetooth 5.0 and aptX HD, your wireless music doesn't feel like a compromise. Your playlists breathe with richness, not compression artifacts. And wired sources? The 24-bit DAC brings out resolution that makes digital feel warm and alive instead of thin and clinical. If you haven't already, take a second to check price and stock now. Deals on quality speakers like these don't stay stable for long, and hesitation often means paying more later. You might be thinking this isn't that different from what you already have. That makes sense from habit. But once you hear sound that's resolved and intentional, everything else starts to feel like background noise. The surprise benefit isn't just clarity, it's how quickly this becomes your daily standard. Music finally feels textured, dialogue and vocals feel present, and real dynamics finally feel alive. Wireless tracks feel rich, not flat. Every listening session feels purposeful. They require space and good placement once you hear them. Old speakers feel limited. Eventually the comparison loop stops because you keep circling back to the same choice, the one that already feels right in your gut. Don't let this become the upgrade you keep thinking about and never make. Prices shift, stock changes, and regret is loud when you realize you waited. If you're ready to stop settling for mediocre sound and finally hear what your music and movies were always meant to sound like, check the current price on the Audioengine HD6 and make the call. The first time you listen, you'll know you made the right decision.